Hi, this is our proposition for a go-to-market strategy for the Good Beer Company seasonal beers. This message is brought to you by Hahyeon Park and Paul Alexander Bureš. Let's go! We found an optimal product mix which ticks all of the boxes and increases revenue by slightly more than 28%. This involves launching Wild Brew Holiday Ale and Afternoon Ale. The highest net revenue contribution beer, Wild Brew, leads to a net revenue increase based on forecasts of $522,000 with slightly less for Afternoon Ale, both while respecting seasonal production capacities. Now, Wild Brew targets the largest growing customer segment in the craft beer market by addressing 56-plus-year-olds, and Afternoon Ale addresses the segment the Good Beer Company specifically wanted to target, 21 to 25-year-olds. We believe that targeting this segment is sensible as limited run or seasonal beers are a good entry point into the brand, which could lead to synergy sales of other Good Beer Company products. For both beers, we identified the optimal market segments for the target groups as following: middle-class, modern, urban, and suburban population in the US with a concentration on women. More as to why this makes sense slightly later. We believe that innovatively marketing the two beers using the Beer Knows No Gender campaign, more to that also later, we can speak to the targeted customer groups and destigmatize beer as a male drink. Therefore, we decided to depart from the idea of communicating the beers as seasonal, and we settled on calling it a limited run.
However, we must ask if launching Afternoon Ale and Holiday Ale is the best option. It satisfies all the conditions of targeting 21 to 25 age group and increasing 28% of net revenue, but as a company pursuing lucrative business, we would like to introduce another model. As a profitability aspect, launching Winter Wonderland and Holiday Ale can achieve 31.17% of net revenue increase, surpassing the first model by about 8%. In fact, the highest dollar per liter values are Winter Wonderland plus Holiday Ale, but we must not forget that we have capacity limits, and after cutting the excessive amount, the profit decreases, leading it not the most profitable model. Anyway, for the second model, targeting early 20s is not met, and we have to cut the capacity of existing Wild Brew because of its lower priority of dollar per liter value. New beers have insufficient amount of data, thus we solely rely on projected sales, which makes the second choice riskier. Our marketing concept is gender-neutral beer. Then why did we select this theme? Well, not only it is an important issue for the target segment, but also it conveys a strong message, gender equality. We will destigmatize beers as a mainly masculine drink, and it will emphasize our unique and innovative aspect in the beer market. Thanks to its concrete theme, gender-neutral marketing strategy opens us a multitude of themed communication paths. However, since it is hard to find connection between seasonality and gender neutralism, we will highlight its scarcity and focus more on limited time offer.
Who said that girls can't box? And that men can't dance ballet? Be yourself. That's the only way we can arrive at true greatness. We believe that beer knows no gender. The new, not-so-seasonal ales. Badass. The next question is, what market segments should the Good Beer Company target? Well, of course, the most profitable ones. We will go ahead and segment our market step by step. Firstly, the beer should specifically target women. Now, why is that? Female alcohol consumption is growing, whereas male consumption has already peaked. We see an upward trend for female drinkers and could ride on that wave of growth. Secondly, middle to lower high income brackets should be targeted. This is the point at which research showed that beer consumption peaks in regard to household income level. Thirdly, urban and suburban population. Throughout the US, research shows that the highest alcohol consumption rates are found in urban and suburban areas, with the lowest alcohol consumption in the rural South, most likely due to religious reasons. This is why the beers should target urban and suburban populations. And finally, the beer should target the United States alcoholic beverage market, as it is a growing volume market of which the Good Beer Company already has an established know-how. Lastly, how should the beers be distributed? On-premise sales should show the highest potential for limited run beers. This, combined with Beer Knows No Gender events such as co-ed boxing or women's soccer, is a good distribution/communication mix, well aligned with the marketing message. Obviously, more traditional channels should also be used. Communication. Beer knows no gender. The non-seasonal seasonal beer is at the pulse of the current societal gender debate, and it targets urban, confident females and males of all ages. But most of all, it creates desire.
So, in order to back up our gender-neutral image, we could use multitude of distribution channels. First of all, if we open Sigma Free Showcase Brewery with seasonal decoration, it could have an impact on social networks. For sponsorships, we could support not only traditional sports events, but also engage in an action for gender equality, like sponsoring women's soccer.
Additionally, the beer should be distributed on-premise with a special focus on bars, clubs, and event venues. Of course, we should not forget classic retail placement.
Thank you for listening our presentation, and if you have any questions regarding it, please do not hesitate to reach us by email. Thank you very much.